Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service Tuesday forecast, where things are looking much more settled compared to all that windy and active weather we had at the start of the week. We'll start off by looking at the satellite picture. You can see we've got plenty of clear sky across the majority of the South Island and across most of the North Island as well. A touch more cloud around this eastern coast, but even here that will clear away as we head through the daytime. And for many of us, it's a fine looking afternoon. High pressure builds across the country, and we should find many of us will stay fine and dry. Still those stronger winds around that eastern coast of the North Island out towards the Chatham Islands as well. But other than that, things generally are looking much more settled, drier, brighter, clearer, and colder as we head through in towards the early hours of the morning. Overnight tonight, we keep hold of that high pressure, and you can see for the majority of us, it's a dry night. Good clear skies sticking with us, a touch more cloud around that far southern part of the South Island, but generally a fine, dry and clear night, but a cold one. Temperatures widely down into the low single figures across the South and the North Island, with temperatures back down below freezing through the Central Plateau on the North Island, and even through parts of Waikato as well, back down towards or even just below freezing. So a cold and frosty start to the day for Wednesday. But for Wednesday, high pressure continues to dominate the situation, keeping things fine, dry and settled. You can see down the far south, we have got a touch more cloud and some wetter weather pushing in towards Fiordland, but the story for many of us is one of dry weather. For the North Island, a bit more cloud around the likes of Tairafti, Gisborne to start the day, perhaps a little bit in towards the likes of, say, Manawatu as well. But that'll clear off, and for the majority of us, it's a fine, dry and sunny looking day, albeit with a bit of a cool start. But in terms of our temperatures, we should find them reaching highs around about 17 or 18 degrees Celsius in the far north, 14 or so for Wellington. And although it's a cool night coming up into the early hours of Thursday, it's not quite as cold as the temperatures we'll see to start the day on Wednesday. For the South Island, there's plenty more fine and dry weather still to come. You can see right the way up from, say, Otago up in towards the likes of Marlborough, plenty of clear sky and sunshine. A bit more in the way of cloud across the far south, mainly high-level stuff. So it'll still be a fine-looking day through here. And we are going to find there's plenty of dry weather. A touch more in the way of cloud on that western coast of Fiordland. We'll bring a few showers there, but really the story is one of dry weather. Now, although it will be a cold start, look at these temperatures on the eastern coast in the afternoon. Highs back to around about 22, 23 degrees Celsius, perhaps the likes of, say, Ashburton. And that's a real difference from the temperatures they'll start with. We're looking at lows overnight Tuesday into Wednesday of around about 3 degrees Celsius through parts of Canterbury. So that's a 20-degree rise as we go through the daytime. A fine, dry, sunny afternoon with temperatures much warmer than we've seen over the last few days, particularly down that eastern coast. A fine-looking story there. Cooler on the western coast. Highs here 15 degrees Celsius for the likes of Hokitika, but a fine, dry-looking story indeed. Now, over the next few days, we'll keep hold of that high pressure. We'll find it slides a little bit further towards the north, brings a touch more cloud in the far south, and we are going to find some wetter weather edging towards that western coast of the South Island as we head in towards the end of the weekend. But for the next few days, high pressure sticks with us, and the story for many of us is more dry weather to come. That's it from me. This is from metservice.com.